afternoon and happy Friday, everyone. My name is Jillian Fortin, and I am with Team Alice. Hello, Alice is a platform that empowers business owners to launch, fund, grow, and manage their small businesses. So tell us a little bit about who you are, where you're from. First assignment, by the way. Tell us a little bit about who you are, where you're from. Tell us about your business and drop that in the chat. We want to get to know you and support you. So like I said, my name is Jillian Fortin and I am with Hello Alice. I am super excited to introduce you to our partners for the Grow with Google Reach Customers Online Sprint. Specifically, your week one expert, Stasia, and our fearless coach, Betsy from Grow with Google, are both on the line today to answer any and all questions about Google My Business profiles and how you can get your local business within the search engine. So hello, Errol from Darling Spring. Hello, Simone from Atlanta. Hi, Bryn. Super glad to have you all on the line. So like I mentioned, we're letting folks trickle in. Sometimes it takes a while to get everybody in the room, and we don't want to miss anything, but we have a lot to talk about today. So without further ado, I'm very excited, like I said, to introduce you to your featured expert for week one of Grow with Google's Reach Customers Online Sprint. So this week, you learned how to get your local business on Google Search and Maps with Stasia Kudrez. Did I say that right, Stasia?
You got it right.
Yeah. Stasia is a lead educator for the Grow with Google program. She's been speaking for Google since 2005, appearing at hundreds of events on Google's behalf, training thousands of people across the world, including yourselves, everyone. Stasia has developed online marketing curriculum for prestigious educational providers, including lynda.com. She also wrote a book about Google AdWords published by O'Reilly Media. So you really are learning from the expert today. I hope everyone got through the week one guide. If not, check it out on helloalice.com. And without further ado, I am going to pass the mic to you, Stasia.
Thank you so much, Jillian. Hi, everybody. It's so cool to see you all popping in on the chat. Thank you so much for being here today. We really, really appreciate it. And of course, it's Murphy's Law. How many of you are still working from home? I can't see your hands, but if you are working from home, you hear the familiar dog barking at the worst possible moment. So this is just life from work from home. So let me first tell you a little bit about the program that I'm with. It's called Grow with Google. It's a program that helps ensure that the opportunities created by technology are available for everyone. And we offer free training and tools, and we help people get the skills that they need to find their jobs or advance their careers and grow their businesses. We launched the program in 2017. I've actually been doing related work with Google way back since 2005, but 2011 was the first program that eventually became part of Grow with Google. And since that time, we've trained more than 5 million Americans on things like digital skills and how to use Google software, which is going to be part of what I talk about today. We also have a network of our really lovely partners, including Hello Alice. Thank you guys so much for having us here. And other organizations like local libraries and schools and nonprofits that can help share this information to get it to everyone across the country. And so thank you for welcoming me here today. I'm tuning in from Nashville, Tennessee. I was told to share a couple of things about myself. So I love technology and I love chickens and wild animals. And so I'm actually one thing that came out of a pandemic year is that you kind of reevaluated priorities in your life. And so I am now in the process of fulfilling a lifelong dream, and I'm starting my own nonprofit to save injured wildlife. So anyway, that's the 2 seconds about me. And now I'll spend a little bit of time introducing a tool from Google that helps you create a business profile. So if you've been using the material that we provided in the sprint, you've already, or you may have gone through a lot of information about it. So what I'm going to do today is give you a quick 10-15 minute presentation to show you some of the things that you need to know about a business profile that might kind of highlight some of the things that you learned from the material in the sprint, and then I'll open it up for questions. Does that sound good, Jillian? Sound right? All right, cool. So let's get started. I'm going to make sure that you guys can all see my screen. It should say, get your local business on Google Search and Maps. Jillian and Betsy, give me a thumbs up if you can see the slides. Thumbs down. Okay, well, that's why we ask. So let's share our screen. There we go. Let's try that. Did that work? No, and now this is gone. Now you all are gone. Try it again. Did that work?
Yes, it worked. Yes, it worked.
Okay, great. Hold on, I gotta move some stuff around here. Now this popped over here, and my screen sharing moved right over here. Here we go. Okay, so the presentation is called Get Your Local Business on Search and Maps, but we're gonna do this in about 10 minutes. Normally I can talk for hours and hours and hours on this, but in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to explain what a business profile is. I'm going to show you the basics of actually creating it, not in a lot of detail because we don't have a lot of time, but then I'm going to really show you the stuff that's inside, the stuff that you care about that can help you get the most out of this business profile. So let's start off with the basics. What exactly is this? A business profile is one of the ways that you can surface your information about your business or your organization on Google search results. And it is free. It costs no money to create this profile. And you may have never heard of this before, and you may already have one. So one of the things that you can do is actually claim the profile, because Google is trying to share information with searchers to help them find the info that they're looking for. So for example, if they were looking for a place to get frozen yogurt nearby, it might show that local shop, but that shop may not have even heard of this thing yet. So they could go in and they could actually claim the profile that had already been created by Google, and then they can manage the information as it appears on Google Search and Google Maps. So here is, there we go. Here is where you would start. You would go to google.com/business. And if you already have a Google account, if you use Gmail, that is a Google account automatically. If you use a business account through Google Workspace, which is the new name for G Suite, that is also a Google account. You don't have to use the email. It's really great, but you don't have to use it. It's just your way to sign into Google's products and services. So you want to sign in at this URL, and then you can start managing the profile. So this is what it actually looks like. I'm showing you a mobile device right here, and it gives you a sense of some of the information that can appear once you create your profile. So we're looking at a business called Vince's Village Tailor and Cleaners, and it's a tailor that my friend owns in New York City. And you can see information like, oh, the business is open, and you can see how many stars they have for customer reviews. You can access videos and photos. You can get to quick links like calling them from a mobile device or getting directions. You can see their hours of operation and their location. So all of that information is there. Now, the neat thing is that once you have created your business profile, you can go in and you can change that. So let's say your hours of operation have changed. You know, as the world reopens, business hours are starting to extend. And so now you can just sign into that one place and make that update, and it will automatically appear across Google search, like you see in the screenshot. And here over on the right-hand side, that is where that business profile information can appear on Google search and on Google Maps, like you see on this page. So again, I'm gonna go back again, take a look at this page. You can see that profile info on Google search, and then we go to Google Maps, and it's the same thing. So that's the neat thing. You don't have to edit in two places. It's just going to work and just carry across all of those different places on search and maps, and across devices as well. So if you're using a mobile phone, or you're using a tablet or a desktop or a laptop, you don't have to do anything else other than just go in there and put that information. Google software is going to do the rest for you. Okay, so how do you actually make this thing? Now, I usually do this in about 20 minutes and walk you through it step by step, but because I only have 10 minutes, here are the steps to do it. If you want more detailed information, use the really cool handbook that Betsy and the team developed to walk you through all of the information in the sprint. And of course, I will answer any specific questions when we get to the Q&A. But in a nutshell, you're going to go to google.com/business. You are going to create your claim, your profile, which is your business information. You'll put in some info to help populate it, and then you'll request a postcard. The postcard, I think I have one here. Do I have one? Got one over here somewhere. I have tons of them floating around this office. Well, it's okay. It's going to be a letter, and it's going to arrive, and it's usually, it says up to 14 days. My experience is that they arrive faster. You might get it and it's 3 to 5 days, but anyway, it could take up to 2 weeks. But when you get the postcard, it's actually like a card. You will open it, and inside there'll be a PIN number. So then what you'll do is you'll just go back to google.com/business. You'll punch in that PIN number, and voila, your business is then verified. At that point, you are able to make changes that will surface, that will go live on Google Search and Maps. Now, while you're waiting, you can still go in there and start adding information and making your profile look great. And then as soon as the verification step is complete, then it will go live. Quick aside, why we do this verification? Well, we don't want, let's just say Betsy is my arch competitor and from my yogurt business here in Nashville. Well, we don't want Betsy claiming my business and then writing stuff that's wrong. Oh, I'm never open on Saturdays and Sundays. That wouldn't be good, right? So the postcard helps ensure that you are actually the owner of that business because it comes to that address. Okay, so that's the process for actually creating and claiming your business profile. While you're waiting, you can put information like, some business information. You can put in what types of services you offer. You can write a brief description of your business. And all of that information is going to help show up on Google Search and Maps once that verification is complete and help your business stand out on Google Search and Maps. One of the most important things that you can do is adding photos and videos. They give you this little prompt when you're setting it up, but you can also do it after it's set up. So one thing, if you've already gone through all this material and you're thinking, okay, Stasia, I know all this, here's one little tidbit. I recommend creating a schedule, and that schedule might be every Friday from noon until 1, I am going to make an update. I'm going to add a photo. I'm going to just tweak my description. I'm going to create a post. I'm going to do something to freshen up my business profile. And that's going to really help. One of the signals that Google uses to understand if content is relevant and timely is how frequently it's updated. And this applies not only to a business profile, but to your website as well. So it's kind of like the more you give it, the more you'll get back. So get into the habit of making changes on that profile. Okay, Jillian, any questions so far that you want me to answer?
We do have some questions. One question I'm seeing quite a bit is, what if you are solely online doing e-commerce and you don't have a public business or storefront?
Right, that's a great question. So a business profile is truly intended for a business that has face-to-face interactions with customers, and that is at a physical storefront or in a service area. So for example, the plumber is coming tonight to my house, and I don't go to his office, but he will come to the house in that service area and provide those services. So those are the typical types of businesses that have a profile. If your business is 100% online, you're going to need to use other ways to get found on Google Search and Maps. In my opinion, it's still useful to understand all of these things and all of these potential opportunities to appear, so you understand why things are happening and appearing on Google search engine results pages and on the maps. But if you are 100% online, I would look at other ways to appear on Google, and specifically with your website, and working on improving your results in the organic results, search engine optimization. I would look into Google Ads as well. That's the new name for Google AdWords, which is the legacy name for 20 years. I would look at different things like content partnerships with other related websites. I would look at it and social media platforms as well. But this particular tool, a business profile, is relevant for those in-person types of businesses.
Gotcha. And so there's a fantastic follow-up or somewhat related question from Darissa.
Mm-hmm.
So if a co-working location is a physical space, can that be used?
Yes. So Darissa, this was your actual co-working space. And I think I chatted with you earlier this week. So you should, yay, it wasn't mine. You're fine, Jillian. So the co-working space itself can have a business profile. Now, where the issues might come in are all of your clients that come within, they will probably not be able to get that profile because it's a shared address. It's not a unique individual space for each of those businesses, because they're essentially clients of the co-working space. But you, as the owner of that building, of that space, should go ahead and create or claim your business profile. Any other questions?
I think that is it in regards to what we've covered. I'll bring up additional questions as you go through this.
Oh, can I add one other thing? So one thing as a follow-up, if you are running that co-working space, one very legitimate concern, what if you have your clients, you're like, well, that's great, but now I can't, if I have an office in this co-working shared space, how do I get my business to appear with a business profile if they can't use that address? So in that particular situation, assuming it is a business that will meet face to face, they might have client meetings maybe at the co-working space or at a local coffee shop or whatever. What I would do for those businesses, of those clients of yours, which are their own separate businesses, would be to still create a business profile, but then use their home address and then set a service area around where they would meet with clients locally. So that's sort of the workaround for that, because again, the point is not to prevent legitimate businesses from showing up on these results. It's just that the address itself needs to be unique to that particular business, if that makes sense. Okay, let's keep going. Jillian, any other questions at the moment, or are we okay? All right. So now, we've kind of gone over the nuts and bolts, but let's take a look at all the good stuff that's actually inside the profile. So this is looking at the dashboard. Incidentally, you are also able to manage this information directly from Google search results pages. So if you're signed into your Google account on that browser window, you can actually do a search for the name of your own business, and then you can edit it right in the interface, right in Google. But I'm showing you the dashboard that is available at google.com/business. And you'll notice the navigation on the left, and those different tabs get you to different areas where you can update the information. And there's lots of stuff in here. I'm not going to have time to go into a lot of detail, but I'm going to give you a quick look at some of the things that you can do inside Google My Business. So, let's go back. Here we go. The info tab. So on the info tab, this is where you can change all of that basic information. Your business name, maybe you misspelled it by accident, you want to change it, or your hours of operation, or maybe you put your address in, but the pin marker is just not quite in the right spot. You can actually go in here and you can drag and adjust the pin as it appears on Google Maps. Your phone number, there's a really cool feature called attributes. So for example, if your business is LGBTQ friendly. You can actually add that as an attribute, and it's Pride Month. Or if your business is Black owned or veteran led or women led, there are all of these different options that you can add in to give people more context and more information about your business. So you want to sign in and see what types of attributes are available for you. The info tab is where you can edit all of your basic information about your business. Okay. The next one that I wanted to show you is the posts tab. I'm not doing this in any particular order. I'm going to put it out there that this is one of my favorites though, because it's the way to really keep your information timely. So that little tip about doing, once a week, adding something, add a post. And this shows an example. Again, this is my friend's business, and you can see that they have a mascot, which is this dog named Bruno. And, they created this post that said, show us a photo of Bruno and you'll get 10% off. And so that's just an idea of what you might put on as a post. It can be a promotion. It can be a highlight of a new product or a service. It can be a COVID-19 update. So take a look at what's inside your account. And I would get into the habit every 7 days or so or more, add a post to your business profile. Okay. Photos, like I said before, is one of the most important things you can do. I mean, they've looked at internal statistics, and business profiles that include compelling, well-lit photos really can improve the interaction between visitors and that profile. The more you show, the more likely people are to go in and see what you've got. So it could be your products, your services, it could be the food that you serve, it could be your friendly team, it could be your happy customers, it could be a picture of the beautiful plumbing thing that's going to happen tonight, and look, voila, it's all fixed. So whatever it is that you do, you want to try to take those photos and get them into your account. You can do that, once a week as sort of that to-do list. Okay. So Jillian, this could be the slide that takes 40 minutes. And so I am going to take questions after this just in case, because this is sort of a hot topic for people who are online. I can't tell you. It happened again last week. One of my neighbors who's a business owner came and asked me for help. And he wanted to know how to manage reviews on Google. And one reaction that I hear a lot is, well, why don't I want reviews at all? Because if somebody writes something bad, then that's just going to bring down my star rating. I'll put it out there that right now, the way today's consumers work, reviews are really important. People go and they see what other people are saying. And the consumers are pretty smart now. It's pretty easy to tell, or it's often easy to tell what a fake review is, or what's just someone there to just give you 1 star to gig you. And it is far more beneficial to have lots of happy, positive reviews for your business than an occasional negative review. And the great thing about a business profile is that once you have claimed it and it's verified, you as the owner of that profile have the ability to publicly respond. And that goes a long way. You can think of it as publicized customer service. So that if for no other reason you want to do this, I would create and claim a profile so that you can then publicly respond to these reviews. Jillian, any questions from the group? Sometimes I get a ton.
Yes, actually, Linda had asked a question earlier that I was saving for this slide. How do customers do a review? Can you send them a link?
Yes, so you can actually send them a link right to your profile page. And when you go into the review section, there will be a link there that you can share. You can share a link, to the actual profile. Just say, just search for me on Google and you'll see my business. And then when the profile appears, if we went back to it, you would actually, I'm not going to go back to it because then I might not be able to get back to this slide. But if you looked at the profile, you would be able to see a link that says write a review. Now, the person who writes the review needs to be signed into Google. So, a person can't go in and just flood you with 100 fake reviews. It is one review that is associated with each Google account. So that's how it works. So that's how I would share it. And there should be a short link option to share the business profile. And that's one easy way to do it. Any other questions?
Not about reviews.
Okay, well, then let's just keep going, just so we can get through. I've got a couple more slides to show you, and then I'll just open it up for the rest of the time to answer questions. There are a bunch more tabs. And again, because we need to keep it short, I'll just give you a quick overview. You can add products. This is a new feature. It's still in beta and you may or may not see it, but now you can actually see phone calls that came in from a mobile device to the number that's being displayed with your business profile. So it will obviously create a number that tracks it, that calls in and dials into your own number. And so you can actually see the call history that came as a result of your profile. So check out your account and see if that is available to you. Right now, I believe it's only available for some people in the United States. You can list your services. Now, depending on when you created your profile, you'd need to select a category. So depending on what category you selected, some of these may or these options may or may not appear, but when you sign in, you'll be able to see. But you might have the option to add services. You'll have the option to get messages, which actually connects it to a mobile device. So you can get a text message from somebody right from your profile. You can attach it to bookings. So for example, if you were, the example we always use is the yoga studio, but it's a good one. So if you owned a yoga studio, you could actually connect to the platform where you accepted online bookings. You know, one of our favorite examples is a business called Honest Soul Yoga, and they connect. It's through they use a third party to actually manage the reservations. But Google has, I needed to count. Last time I counted, there were at least 65 different providers. You know, your Mind Bodies, your all of those scheduling apps that you use to book all that stuff online that connect right into your business profile. You have the option to create a website. You have the option to add other users who can go in and manage information. So those are all tabs that you will see on the side of your business profile. Last but not least, you can see reports. That's the Insights tab. And you can see things like how many people saw your information as it surfaced on search and maps, and were they searching for the name of your business or were they searching for a related category? And so it gives you some insight into how visible you are on Google search and maps and how people are actually getting to you and how they're interacting with you. Okay, once your profile is created, there are 3 things you can do. First, remember that habit, get into the habit of reviewing and updating your information. So you want to sign in or just edit right from the Google search engine results pages and make a change on a regular basis, particularly adding all of the business information you can, photos and videos, updating posts and more, and use those reports under the Insights tab to really see what people are looking at. So as an example, you might see that, oh, wow, a lot of people are looking at my photos and videos, which is a piece of information that helps you really support the fact that, okay, I need to spend some time doing this because I know that is one piece of information that people are really looking at. So don't take my word for it. You can look at the reports and see how people are accessing your information on your business profile. We usually have tons of resources. I'm just going to share 2 with you today. The first is probably one of my favorite. I don't feel like we talk about this one enough. It's called Marketing Kit. And once you have a business profile, you can actually create a free marketing kit that you can download. And you get to it at g.co/marketing kit. We also have a special marketing kit for Black-owned businesses, and the URL for that is g.co/marketing kit/Black-owned. And what it will do is it will take different information from your business profile. It might be your hours, it can be customer reviews, and you pick and choose the pieces, and then you can design these cool graphics, and you can download them as posters and window stickers and table tents and all sorts of stuff, social graphics, and it's all free. So check out Marketing Kit once you have created your business profile. And last but not least, I'm here because of Grow with Google. And if you want to learn more about our program, you can visit google.com/grow, and you can see all of the resources that we offer for teachers and students and local businesses, job seekers, developers, and more. So that's the quick overview and of our product. And now I know that we wanted to spend a lot of time on Q&A. So the last 30 minutes are all for you and to answer any questions that you may have.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Stasia. And to answer some of the questions I saw in the chat, yes, you will have access to this recording. Videos will be uploaded Wednesday, no later than Wednesday, within the Business for All community on Hello Alice. So like Stasia mentioned, we are here for you and to answer your questions. If you have a question, drop it in the Q&A window for a chance to be brought on stage. If you if you already submitted a question, I may be calling on you. So look out for that. Lynn has volunteered to be our very first question. Thank you for your courage, Lynn. You have a very interesting question that others have also asked. So tell us a little bit about your business and ask us your question.
Hey, Lynn, I do this all the time. You're on mute.
You do? How's that work? Can you hear me? Excellent. Wasn't planning on being on video today, but I was in television news for 20 years and had a life change, and I am now creating a gourmet pimento cheese and selling it at different farmers market. Totally insane life change. But as of right now, we've produced 80 tons of cheese and 8 tons of cheese and sold it in the market in the last 3 years. So I sell at about 10 stores in the market, and I migrate through different farmers market trying to build as we're trying to scale up. I don't want to necessarily give my home address. I saw that I can put my region, but what do I do? How do I list the things? And is there a way to integrate all the different events that I do and locations?
Yes.
A brain center for everything so they know where I'm going to be.
Yes. I just had the same conversation with my brother-in-law, who is also, well, he's an organic farmer, but he sells at farmers markets in upstate New York. So same deal. So here's what you want to do, Lynn, and for everybody else out there. Lynn sells her product face-to-face in a specific service area that includes all of these various farmers markets or other places. So here's what I would do. I would create the business profile using your home address, but there's a button that allows you to hide your address. So no one will see it. No one can get directions to your house. Nobody will say, oh, I can calculate by the center point that this is where her home is. So you can use that to create, because you need to get that postcard and you need to establish that you are a real legitimate business. Okay. So, and then you could pick you would specify a service area that would be wide enough to encompass the areas where you would actually be. Then what I would do in your business description on your business profile and on your posts, I would create information about where I could buy your products and when.
Right.
And then I would also say, I would have a series like a post like, hey, guess what? Saturday, we're going to be at this local market at this booth from these hours, and mention this, and you'll get a free nibble of
that's a good idea.
Pimento cheese. So that's how I would run it if I was you. And where are you located in the world?
Well, I'm in Dallas, and we already are. I list, every day, every Friday at noon, I list all the markets and the address and the events. But it's just I want to keep pulling them into the area. So
no, it's perfect.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome. Good luck.
Good luck to your brother.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much for the question, Lynn. I am going to move you back to join us in our audience. We have some fantastic questions. I'm looking at the Q&A window, and I'm looking at some questions in the chat as well. So first, our next person has a question about listing their business as temporarily closed. So I'm going to invite, I hope I'm saying this right, Fumalele to stage. All right, Fumalele, I hope you heard me because I tried to chat you, but this is a fantastic question. So let's see if she'll join us. Hello. There you are.
Hello.
Yeah,
Who's with you?
I have a 2-year-old, so he's kind of falling asleep and crying at the same time. So
Thank you for being here.
thank you. I listed my business a little while ago, temporarily closed because my son wasn't in preschool yet.
Mhm.
People were going to the store and finding out that it's actually we're not there. So I work with Fresh Lime. They do the listing and everything. So I I asked them to take off the hours.
Mhm.
I just realized that it actually lists the business under Google temporarily closed.
Mhm.
Today I went in and put in hours because now I'm back more visible in the store when he's at school. And till today, even now, I keep checking. It still says temporarily closed. And as you were talking, I think one of you was actually talking about updating the hours. I just did that as well. And it still says the same thing.
Okay, so is it Fumalele? Are we pronouncing it correctly?
Pumelele, silent H.
Humalele. So
Yeah.
Humalele, when you sign in to your profile, if you go to the info tab on the right hand side, there is a button that says mark or marked temporarily closed. And you should be able to go to that section on the info page and change that status. Because even if you updated your hours of operation, until you removed that status, it wouldn't show up. Now, there is a delay. It's typically no more than 3 hours for an update to happen. So if you had just done this change, I might have said, okay, we just need to wait a little bit longer for that. But I suspect it's just that you're changing the hours is not affecting anything because you're still marked temporarily closed, which was a feature that was rolled out at the start of COVID-19 to help businesses during that time. If for some reason you have gone in there and you can't, in your particular account, you don't see the option to unmark it, I would there's an option at the top to contact.
I see it.
Support.
Okay.
You do. Perfect.
Yeah. And then, okay, Marcus, the only option is it's giving me to mark permanently closed business.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah.
So you might need to contact support to ask them to reopen it for you. Let me do one other quick. Let me do mark temporarily closed. See if there's any update. It's so funny. I've been in the internet industry for a bit, and I still get so much grief from my friends because I am not a good typist. Google my business, mark temporarily closed. I just want to see if they have changed it. One nice thing about marking it temporarily closed is that it's not going to impact your rankings. So it doesn't hurt you to do that. So that's
I think it did hurt me because I think people, when they Google, it was just a big banner temporarily closed. Mm-hmm. And I think it's been slowing down either foot traffic to the business.
Well, if it's been, hold on, let me rephrase that. If you've marked it temporarily closed, it would absolutely shut down, your foot traffic. But right. Once you mark as open, okay, I'm looking at it. You should see a button under info that says, if you scroll down, that says mark as open. Do you see that button?
That's the one that I actually clicked on, and it looks like it has gone through.
Good. Okay.
Yeah, because my hour today is, I had it open from 6 to 7. So now it just says closed. I'll check it at 6.
Okay, perfect. All right, so then it
Thank
works.
you.
Yeah, you're very welcome. And when I say it didn't hurt your rankings on Google, it didn't mean that your business is less likely to appear in the search results. By temporarily marking your business, I absolutely would expect it to change things, because people wouldn't come because it would say that the business was closed at the time. But you shouldn't have any issue getting your business to reappear in those results. Just add those posts and update that information as much as you can, Humalele. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Awesome. Thank you so much. All righty. We have quite a few folks who are eager to join us on stage. And I'm going to invite Noeline to join us on camera. Noeline also has a question about multiple locations that is slightly different than Lynn. So I wanted to invite her and ask you directly.
Sure.
Hi. Sorry, not sure if you can see me. Okay, now you can see my video. I wasn't prepared to go.
Hi, Noeline.
Hi. Thank you, by the way. Great presentation.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. I just had a question about, before I used to just have one office address, and now I'm kind of doing like a hybrid thing. And so I was wondering if it's possible to list 2 different business addresses for your, it's like a okay, great.
100%. So you can just go into your account and you actually will add another location. And bonus, when your business just goes gangbusters and you have 100 locations, there's there is actually the option to upload a spreadsheet. And that would make sense if you were a company that had a lot of franchisees. And you can actually, rather than going in, let's just say you had 100 locations, that would be pretty time consuming to edit all of them. But you could do it in the spreadsheet and then re-upload it that way.
Okay, great. Even for a few locations, it's under the
totally good. You're totally
good. Thank you so much.
Make sure that the name of the location, though, when you put the name in, it's got to be the legal name of the business. So don't be like, this is the store that's on the left-hand side of the street. It's the address that will differentiate them. There's one little note. You don't want to accidentally get flagged by that. And that's one of the things that the system will look for, is the name.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Fantastic question, Noeline. Thank you so much. I will move you back to our audience to hear our other questions. We've got a lot, Stasia. I hope you're ready.
Oh, I'm ready.
So Kat has kind of a different problem, or the opposite problem, where she's wanting to merge profiles into one rather than create different ones. So Kat, tell us a little bit about what's going on, and let us know how Stasia can help.
Hello.
Hi, Kat.
Yeah, so my question is exactly the opposite of Noeline's. So I had multiple locations, and we had Google profiles for each location, mostly which came about by us claiming ones that other people had created on our behalf. But in this last year, what I've done is I've moved our primary retail location. It is closed. We are no longer leasing that property. It was absorbed into our production headquarters, where I am currently.
Okay.
Production headquarters already had its own page as well. So I'm just curious. I mean, I have 13 years of history with our primary location. Is there a way to merge those together, or just, I hate to just like drop it and have
I know, because you'll have reviews and content that's are associated.
1,000 reviews.
The short answer is maybe. So here's Google support can manually help, because sometimes there are cases where people have inadvertently created multiple profiles for the same physical location. The part that has me that gives me pause is that they were, at least at the start, technically separate locations. And so, I'm wondering, really,
the bakery where we moved to was not then open to the public.
Right.
It was,
Are you open to the public now?
Yes, because we moved our
Yeah.
retail presence
What
here.
I would do is I would explain. I would write all this up to Google. It's Google My Business. That's the name of the support system right now, and explain what happened and just be like, look, and say COVID happened. This is how my business changed, and we basically consolidated these locations. And I would be very specific. Can you please move any customer reviews over to this one new primary? That's what I would ask for. I don't know if they will do it. I hope so. There's certainly a case for it, but it's just kind of, from a purist standpoint, they were at one point separate locations. So it would just be, can we now consider this one? And I hope they do.
Yeah, that's helpful.
I would do it.
To ask like a very granular question, what exactly is the way that you ask for that help? Like, is there, I don't think I've noticed like specifically a contact.
Yeah, so I'm such a visual person. I'm actually signing into the account right now. So account so I can look at it. So here I am in an account. And so at the top, what you will see is, there's a few ways here. So I'm signed into the account. There's a few things. Let's see. Actually, I've moved it. So on the left-hand side on the navigation, on the very, very bottom, there is a link to support. And from here, if you scroll down there, the first thing we're going to do is, can you just look at an article and find the answer? Maybe, or ask the community, but you're looking for the option that says contact us. And then from contact us, there'll be usually a few options. Let's see. So it'll ask you for the business, and then sometimes there'll be an email. Sometimes there's text support, live chat. That's personally my favorite, because then if live chat is available, you can get help right now, and then you can have the discussion with them. But you have to kind of go through the flow of putting in that information to see what options are available. And it's usually send the email or a live chat if there is an agent available to you. So that was a long answer to say, look on the bottom left side of the navigation for the link that says support. There used to be a link at the top, and that's what I'm trying to find, but it doesn't really matter. You can actually just get to it from the bottom on the left.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kat, and good luck. All right, I will invite you to join us back in the audience as we welcome Nicole to the stage. Nicole, hello. I'm going to ask you to start your video and unmute and ask Stasia your question.
Hi, Stasia. Thanks also for such an informational, really useful webinar. I appreciate that.
Thanks for coming. I really appreciate it.
Thanks. So I have a business that's still under construction, but COVID has slowed it down to where I don't even know when the open date is.
Yeah.
So I sent for a postcard, but I don't think it's going to go anywhere. There's no postmaster to be able to deliver it. And so I don't know if there's a way to maybe send it to the leasing office or forward it to the leasing office so that I could still get verified. Or
yes, you can just request another postcard, and
okay.
I would change it. You can send it to a location that physically gets the mail, where you can get it. You could do your home address right now and just hide it for now. The thing is, you have the option to set a future opening date when you create the profile. Let's see. All these cool features that I just haven't done in a while. Let's see, I'm gonna click on add a business, add a single business, and I'll just type in some. So let's see. I'm just trying to see where that is in the flow. Okay. Yes, right. Hang on 1 second. I'm trying to find this. There we go. I'm trying to see. I'm just putting in my home address just to see. is inquiry.com. Yeah, so there should be an option in here. What I'm doing right now is just manually making a verification or on a fake business, just so I can see, oh good, a postcard is on his way. And it says in 5 days I'll get a postcard. But so here I am in a brand new, just made it out of the box profile. Okay. And now, if I go to the info section, let's see, there should be an option. Here it is, add opening date. Right, that's what you want to put in there. So that's what I would do. And that could be a moving target for you.
Okay.
You can still go in there. I just wanted to make sure, I'm sorry, I killed like 3 minutes when I did that. I just wanted to make sure that the flow was going to be the same. But you're going to go under info, look for add opening date, and then put in whatever you anticipate that to be. But as soon as you get that postcard, whether that's at your home address, as soon as you have that, you can start kind of building up the momentum, letting people know about how awesome this business is going to be when it opens on X date. And you can still create posts and be like, look at all this cool stuff that's coming. May I ask what kind of business you're going to do? Is that okay? Or you don't have
It's a gift shop.
Oh, cool.
A gift shop inside a shipping container.
That's fantastic. Yeah. So you can kind of like highlight some of the products that you're going to be showing, or like maybe you're going to have a grand opening event or something like that. But you can kind of build that buzz and that anticipation.
Yeah, thank you. And then I could just change the addresses, or it'll just be mailed to my address, and then I could change it
Yeah,
to.
and then you can change the address in there.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Nicole. I will invite you to join us back in the audience. And we have a question from Errol. Errol asked about his business listing getting suspended. So I'm going to ask him to join us on video. And while I do that, Stasia, we had a few questions regarding the postcard. We had a few questions about postcards not getting to the locations.
Okay.
So what should someone do in that case?
Well, if they sent it to a post office box, those don't work. So that's one thing to keep in mind. The second thing is I would wait at least 2 weeks, and just to be sure that there wasn't some sort of delay. Especially, during COVID-19, everything slowed down. And so it may have been that there was an extra delay there. But if it's been 2 weeks, you can request a second postcard, or you could also contact support, because you can still create that profile. You can still sign into that dashboard. It's just that the changes that you create about your business won't be published live on Search and Maps until that verification is complete. But in the meantime, you could contact support and say, I'm having issues with the verification because I cannot receive this postcard. But give it a good 2 weeks. I'm sorry I don't have a better answer than that, but keep trying.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Errol, welcome to the stage. Did I say your name properly? Yep.
Yep, you're on mute, Errol.
Here we go.
Yay. Hi. Yes, you called me correctly. Thank you. But I'm a she. That's the difference. Okay. It's all right. So what happened is we moved and we wanted to change our location.
Mm-hmm.
And when I wanted to do that, we got suspended. And whatever I did, I've talked to support, we emailed them back and forth, nothing is changing. So it's stuck, and I didn't want it to go on like that. So what we are an online business, so we use our domain from Google as well. Mm-hmm. So I created another profile with my personal account for the business. And I requested a verification code. It came, but I think I was doing multitasking, and I was listening to you a minute ago. I deleted that as well. It's a mess. So I actually wanted to go as it was before. So I don't know what to do.
So Errol, did you say that your business is 100% online?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's probably part of the problem, because
Wow.
this tool, this product for a business profile is not actually allowed for 100% online businesses. So the fact that you had one for a short period of time is probably just a mistake. And then once you made that change, it sounds like they caught it. And
Okay.
yeah, so you're
Okay. Well, we had an office, and we
You do.
still have an office, and we do local delivery. Maybe that
Do
was
local
it.
delivery. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then you're not 100% online. So scratch
okay.
all that. Okay. So yes, then the physical location should be that address.
Okay.
If you allow customers to come in regular business hours, you could use that, or you could just set it as a service area business. And that way, you know, whatever your delivery area is going to be would work. Now, if that business profile continues to have difficulty getting verified, so you've gone through the support channels already?
Yes, but I may not have given this information to them.
Right. And the thing is, if they heard what I heard, that we're an online business,
Okay.
that probably stopped the conversation right there. And so what you want to really emphasize is that we have a local delivery area where we deliver our products and services directly to our customers face to face in our area.
Okay.
And that should make your business eligible. 100% online, you wouldn't be able to do it.
Okay. 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 Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Awesome. So we have time for one last question.
Well, Jillian, let's just do this all day.
Could we? That would really make my Friday. I mean, I really could. I mean, just saying. But you know, if you want to stay a couple minutes after, totally up to you.
I'm fine doing that. We probably do need to pick some sort of cutoff, but I'm happy to take a few more if you've got the time.
Betsy, what do you think? Yeah, Betsy said yes. Coach said yes. All right, awesome. So we'll keep trucking along.
Yeah.
Our next question is from Gerald, and I have invited Gerald to join us on stage. It sounds like he might have made a small mistake when putting in some of his information. So, Gerald, are you with us? Okay, maybe Gerald is shy. I will ask Gerald's question. How do you edit your domain in case I made a mistake in the first?
No problem, Gerald. And I can't tell you, I am a terrible typer. I'm a very good speller, but I'm a terrible typist. Sometimes I reread my own emails and I'm just like, oh, I can't believe I sent that. But you can always go in and change your business profile information once it's been verified. So you can go in and make the edit, but it won't go live until it's verified. And most likely the place where you would make that change is from the info tab. And that's where you would change the domain name for your website, your phone number, your address, all of those things. So info tab is your place to go.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, so we have invited Laura Randolph to the stage. Laura asked an awesome question about the Google My Business phone app and the online page. So I can invite Laura to join us on video.
Hey, Laura.
Hello.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah, I didn't know I was going to be live either. So here I am.
Hello.
Okay, so we're having some trouble with syncing the Google My Business app, phone app, with the page online. Okay. So right now we're getting duplicate emails, and I think we may be we may have a different manager for online versus the app. I just can't figure out how to fix it. I've Googled it, trying to find answers, and I don't even have an exact way to explain it to you.
No, I think I don't
Wait, can I
understand
say
exactly,
one
but
more thing?
I'm like, I can totally relate to this. So
Can I say one more thing too before I forget? The Google My Business app on the phone is constantly showing notification icons. Like you have 6 notifications. There's nothing there. You go in and you can't find. That's a completely different question that just occurred to me. The app has been problematic. So you keep seeing notifications, you want to do something about them and you can't.
it sounds to me like you need to uninstall the app from your mobile device
that's
and
good.
reinstall.
Yeah.
I mean, that's my first.
That's what our operations manager told me and I forgot to do it. Okay.
Yeah,
So
that's 9
okay.
times out of 10. Whenever I'm having that day when your computer is like everything is going wrong and you're just fighting it all the time, and then you just restart it and it fixes it. So I would uninstall and then reinstall. And then if you sign in with the same credentials, your username and password for that Google account, it should replicate that information, and you should not be getting those duplicate notifications.
Because we can't have a different user for each platform. Is that correct? It would be the same.
Basically, I want you to think of your business profile as like the center of the universe, right? So that's where all of your business information lives. And then whether you get to it and access it from the app or from the dashboard that I showed you or editing it on a Google search results, you're just accessing what lives in that profile. So it's not that there's different users for the different way. You're just all getting to that central depository of information from different places. Does that make sense? So an app is like just an entry point.
Yes, but it's the not the user, but the administrator. The administrator is different, maybe different on the app than on the online application. Is that impossible?
No, it shouldn't be. Maybe you're signed into a different profile. So I would double check that.
Right.
So I would uninstall, reinstall, and then make sure that you're both signing in on the same way, same username, password, and accessing the same business. It should be the same.
Okay, great.
All right.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for coming. Appreciate it.
Yeah, okay.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And I believe our next question was from Julian. And also, Kyle, if you're still on the line, I did invite you to join. I'm not sure, but Kyle also had a fantastic question that we can get to soon. All righty, so let's see. Julian, are you there? I'm wondering if there's something going on with my ability to promote to panelists. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, Kyle, you are there. All right. So I don't know why it's not letting me promote you. Okay. Kyle will be rejoining the webinar as a panelist. Are you there? Let's try this one more time. Try something different.
I see Kyle popping up.
There you are. You made it.
And Jillian, I'm just looking at the calendar. I can probably go to 2:45 today, if that's okay.
Perfect.
That work? Okay.
That's great.
I'm Central. Okay. Hey, Kyle. You're on mute.
Hi. So sorry. I'm in transit actually on my way to a business meeting. But I thank you so much for the presentation. I got a lot of information out of it.
Oh, good.
I was told previously, just like how you mentioned, the reviews and the posts are very important for my business. So I have been doing that, but I kind of want to take it another step higher. Just wanted to get any suggestions that you might have on what successful businesses do in on their business profile. That what are some habits that they have? Like what are some things that they do?
Yes.
Weekly, bi-weekly, monthly.
I mean, more is more, Kyle. The reality is we're all busy running our businesses and our lives, and you can't just sit and post all day long. But the more you put into it, the more you're gonna get out. So again, you don't want to add stuff that's not interesting or relevant. So I would say anytime you have something that could potentially be of interest to a potential customer or client, post it. And I would try to make that at least once a week. A post that you publish will by default live and be live for 7 days. The exceptions to that are the COVID-19 posts can live a little bit longer. I believe those are 28 days. And if it's an event, it will live until the event date. And then after that date's over, the post will be retired. But I would add them regularly. I would make them very visually compelling. So it's basically what you're doing is you're trying to stand out on a crowded search engine results page, because every single result is just begging for that searcher to click on me to come and learn more about this website, this resource. So if you can catch my eye with that photo or that video or whatever it is that you have in that post, you've got a better chance of getting me to visit your site. Another thing, and kind of going beyond a business profile, is to really kind of look holistically at that search results page and say, okay, well, I've created my free business profile. That's great. Does my website show up? And what do I see? So do some searches on yourself and on keywords that you would hope would bring your website up, and see what shows up. And maybe you need to work on your SEO campaigns to improve your organic results. Maybe you want to try using Google Ads to help at least give yourself a bump for in the meantime, if you're not showing up on that first page where you should be from an organic perspective. But to take it to that next level is to start saying, okay, well, I did all this stuff with the profile, but now I want to see like the whole package, what's showing up on that search results page, and how can I make that look better? How can I make that more compelling? And there's no like magic formula to it. It's honestly just work. It's really looking at it and saying, okay, what I got to do next?
The organic reach. I think that's the stuff that I should.
Yeah, and it takes time.
On, like really getting the SEOs.
Yeah, and organic will take some time.
I have a follow-up question. So I'm a photographer, and I have my profile up for like, I'll say 2-3 years now. 3 years ago, my photography was a lot different than how it is now. I kind of don't want people to see that kind of work that other people posted. I was having a hard time deleting their posts. They'll write a review. I would love to keep a review, but the posts that they had of my work, I would love to take that off. Right? Yeah. Is that possible?
No, you can't remove customer uploaded images. So that's there. What you can do though is add, uploaded by the owner. So you can add and flood it with your own new imagery.
Okay.
But you could reach out to them, individually and ask them, and they might be like, well, why are you going to do that? You could say, well, I want you to focus on this. So you could try that if there was, especially if there was a particular image that you really wanted to take down. But the best thing to do is to just really start showing all the new stuff that you want to show. Does that make sense?
That does. And like you said, flood my profile with owner stuff. Yeah.
Flood it, Kyle.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Good luck.
Thank you
so much, Kyle. Okie dokie. So let's see okay, perfect. So we have Joan who asked a question about, it looks like Joan is setting up her profile. So that's why I wanted her to kind of jump the line a bit. I felt that she's going through the process, and these are questions that folks may all be able to relate to. So Joan, what's going on?
Hi, how are you doing today?
Hi, Joan. Thanks for being here.
Thanks. Really appreciate it. Yeah, I'm having a difficulty between the product categories and the services, and the difference between them in setting up the profile. And then the second thing is I have two businesses. One is a training business, and the other is industrial design, and I don't know how to hook those two together.
Okay, so we got let's start with question one. So services, categories helps Google surface your business profile on related searches. So for example, I needed the training that you offered, but I didn't know the name of your particular business. But based on the category, Google's algorithm could understand that your business profile would be a potential match. Now, when you are creating or going through that setup flow, you will select a category. That is going to be by default your primary category. You can go back to your profile through the dashboard, and you can add up to 9 additional subcategories. You don't have to do that. That's entirely optional for you. The first category, however, should be the primary, the most relevant category for whatever, whatever describes you. So that's the first piece. Now, services, that tab may or may not appear. It depends on the categories that you have selected. Unfortunately, there isn't like a matrix that I can refer to and say, oh, well, if you select these 15 categories, the services tab will appear. That is in this, programmed into the software. But basically, depending on the category that you have selected, that will determine whether or not services will appear. If it doesn't, and you need it, then again, that would be a case where I would contact support, which is that link at the bottom, and let them know that this is something that you need for your profile, and could they please enable it for you? And they should be able to do that.
Yeah, that's great, because as like a design agency, user experience design is like huge, and I can't even find that to put that into the service.
You can't create your own, you have to select. So sometimes I hear a lot of people are frustrated because they can't find the perfect category. Just try to find something close, and then you can just keep typing in and looking and seeing what you can have. You can always go in and edit it and change it, but you just want to find something that's the closest possible match. Now, the second question involved how to set up a profile for your second business. Is the second business at the same physical address?
Yes, and I have both of those profiles set up. I just don't know how to link them.
Well, so...
Or should I even link them?
No, I don't know if you'll be able to verify both of them unless there was a separate suite number or a separate way to get them in the mail, because technically it's one address and it's kind of like a division of your business. And I understand, like, you're operating them as 2 separate businesses, but it's sort of this gray area where it's not like what you're describing to me is completely legitimate. But what the system is trying to prevent is saying, okay, well, how do I make sure that my business shows up? So what I'll do is I'll create like 50 different businesses that are all for graphic design and put them all at this address. So now I'll own 50 businesses instead of just 1 or 2. So that's sort of that is why we're sort of running into this issue. I don't know if you will be allowed to do both of them. You could certainly try and see how that goes, but you probably will run into that snafu with the single mailing address. And in which case I would talk to support and see what they recommend.
All right, perfect. Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome.
Thanks so much, Joan. All right, our last question for today. I have invited Jeff to join us, and he has a question about which phone number to use. Hey, Jeff.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey there. How's everybody?
Great, thanks.
Patient. Thank you for your extra time, too.
Oh, you're welcome.
So we've had our Google site, but this calling in is important. I just saw it that.
Isn't it cool? Oh, you have it in your account?
Well, I haven't activated it. It's given me the opportunity to learn more about it. Mm-hmm. So my question is, would I list my main number, or would I list like a second number, because we have 3 lines? Which number should I list?
You need to list the number. Do you have an auto attendant for the number, or does a human pick up on the main line?
A human picks up.
I would use the main line. And what will happen is it will basically use Google Voice technology. And so when they see the business profile, they'll see a different number. They'll dial it, and then it will ring into your main number, which allows Google to then track the, did somebody actually pick up that call? That's how that works.
So it doesn't actually connect the person. It's Google saying, I have a party that would like to make a reservation at your restaurant.
It's Google saying, we know that somebody at this phone number called you from your business profile at this time of day, and you answered it in 10 seconds, or you didn't answer it and that call was missed. Okay. And it tells you, it gives you those reports. Now, this is a very new feature. I'm looking in one of my accounts right now. Let's see, so that was the fake account I just made. I'm looking to see if any of these accounts I have it in here. Ooh, this one does. Let's see. I can't share it. Here it is, but I'm looking at it right now. And so, for example, I see the phone number. I see at the top that this business received 281 phone calls between January and June. And of those 281, they missed 12 of those calls. And then I can, get that call performance. I can call them back. I can see the history of a particular phone number. But this is a very new feature. I mean, I'm still kind of watching it. I don't teach about it yet because, not everybody has it. But if you see it in there, I would try it out. It looks pretty cool.
All right. Thank you very much. We will.
You're very welcome.
Cheers, everybody.
Great. Thank you so much, Jeff.
Thank you.
All right. So we are at our 2:46 mark. So we're a little bit over. We're over our overtime, but
okay.
but I, definitely want to thank Betsy and Stasia so much for y'all's time today. This was super informative. And there are a lot of y'all asking for the video link. It will be in the Business for All community within Hello Alice. So if you take a look at the chat, I put in a series of links that you want to bookmark for the next 2 weeks. We have hialice.co/community, which will take you directly to the Business for All community, where you can see all the resources we're covering each week, as well as a direct line of communication to your Google expert for the week. Again, Stasia, thank you so much for your expertise this week. And then the URLs for the next couple of guides are hialice.co/trends. And this week's guide was hialice.co/search. So again, Stasia, Betsy, y'all are rock stars. Thank you so much. And everyone, rest up, and we will see you again next week.